Germanistan, the new European haven for Islamist terrorists. The investigative program called Enquête Exclusive aired on the French TV channel M6, broadcasted an explosive report on ISIS fighters who sought refuge throughout Europe. Nearly 500 logisticians, recruiters, or even funding providers managed to flee from Iraq and Syria via Turkey after the defeat of ISIS by the global coalition. They've discreetly tried to settle in France and especially in Germany. After their brief arrests by security services, many ISIS fugitives are currently leading a normal life in Germany, exercising various professional activities. In spite of the multiple, overwhelming evidence regarding the bloodthirsty acts they've committed, the German police still considers them as people with no link to terrorism. That's the case with the extremist named Semir, who joined ISIS in 2014 and whose hobby included playing football with the heads of his victims that he liked to display as trophies in his cruel videos. This executioner is currently living with his wife in a Lander bordering France, where he's about to get a heavy truck driving license. The same type of vehicle that's been used by the Tunisian terrorist Anis Amri in December 2016 Christmas market terrorist attack, leaving 12 people of different nationalities dead and more than 50 other victims with serious injuries. History will remember that the German security services have knowingly chosen to ignore the meticulous intelligence provided 4 months earlier by Morocco regarding the perpetrator of this terrorist attack. Furthermore, the French program also mentioned another active member of ISIS called Majid, who was involved in the so-called Ministry of Finance of the Islamic State. He now lives with complete immunity in the Ru region, where he owns a parking lot filled with luxury cars and a halal massage parlor void of customers that he acquired thanks to the money recovered from transfers to Turkey and that was used for the benefit of ISIS emirs. Just like Semir, Majid was never bothered, in spite of the convincing testimonies provided to German authorities on his proved relation with the leaders of ISIS. On the contrary, they both enjoy the protection of the German authorities. Are the German authorities so blind so as not to see the danger these experienced undercover terrorists represent to their country's national security? Are the German federal services trying, not without danger, to work with these terrorists for operational purposes in the context of the fight against ISIS remains and its possible resurgence? It is worth noting that the plotting of the 9/11 attacks took place in Hamburg in Germany, where the Hamburg cell was formed with its 2 hijackers, namely Mohammed Atta el-Said and Marwan al-Shehi. They hijacked the planes that crashed into the North and South World Trade Center towers, leaving around 3,000 dead. Germany's most reliable international allies are puzzled by the country's strange attitude and do not understand Berlin's clear break with the multilateral security cooperation in the fight against terrorism. The disagreement between Germany and Morocco over the Moroccan terrorist Mohammed Hajib, who never denied his allegiance to Al-Qaeda, is a concrete example of this rupture.
نحن السلفية الجهادية وأنا واحد من السلفية الجهادية. حرب انتحر المغربي، هذه رسالة لنا منتحرين. رجلوا اللي باغي ينتحر ويموت معاه من برا، وموت مع الكلاب برا صاحبي، موت معاه برا صاحبي، فكر مع راسك مزيان باغي تنتحر وموت راجل صاحبي.
Germany's current situation is reminiscent of that of Londonistan, where a terrorist attack took place on the 7th of July 2005, leaving 52 victims. At that time, terrorist imams, such as Abu Hamza, were granted political asylum in the UK after having simply argued, with no hard evidence, that their fear of being persecuted in their country of origin was deemed reasonably justified. Britain and the extremists made a pact. The former agreed to provide shelter and welfare in exchange for the latter to refrain from launching any terrorist attack against the UK or against its overseas interests. Hasn't Germany learned the lesson from the English snake that bit its own tail in its fight against terrorism? After London is done, will we witness the emergence of a Germanistan that will jeopardize the security of the entire European region?